sound energy. 10 waves vibrating. So this is a model of how sound waves travel. Go ahead, you start the wave and let's see what happens on here. You can see it's traveling along because it has something to travel through called a medium. We can also make a low sound, and that just looks where it just has a little bit coming through. Or we can make a high sound, and that's where you have a lot of waves coming through very quickly. I wonder what happens if I start the wave and it goes to you. Can we start at the same time and see if they can meet in the middle? Let's see who wins this war. How about you try one, then I'll go. Wow, sound is an awesome thing.
Now, I do a lot in our schools with sound energy, and you know that I believe that sound is energy. And if you can make something vibrate, you can make a sound. So we have some experiments here. This first one is, even if I got a ruler to vibrate, listen. Or if I made it smaller, or longer, if you get it to vibrate, it can make music. In fact, this is a tuning fork that we use. Let's see if I can get it to vibrate. Kind of hard for you to hear that. But if I amplify it with this large glass, so the study of sound is pretty amazing. There's a lot of things, and if you can get air to vibrate, you can have a different sound. What do you notice? These three tubes, these boom whackers, hollow, different length. So that means a different column of air. This sound, this sound, this sound, together. Maybe you heard both of those sounds. And a lot of you, I've worked with these. These are my palm pipes. Palm pipes because, look, 3 different sizes. And you use your palm. Here we go. And a short one. Have you started to pick up a pattern there? Long, big things make low sounds. Small, tiny things, I can't do it, make high sounds. But if I could, that's what it'd sound like. But you don't have to have just the air, maybe the actual object will vibrate. This is so cool. If I hit it, you can hear it like a bell. But I'm not going to hit it. I'm going to rub it. It's vibrating and resonating out. If I touch it, it stops. That's pretty amazing. And I'll try this. This is called my, this is a pretty cool experiment. I've got a hollow tube here, but I have it's made out of iron. I have a screen on the bottom of it. If I can heat this air up, I can get this air wave to go up through it. Let's see what happens. Here we go. I got to remember which end is hot. So I'm heating this up, and you might even be able to see it's red hot. So it's going to cause all that air to go up there. This is called the singing tube. Let's see if I got it hot enough for the air to go up, and you might hear a sound. Almost sounds like a rocket engine. When rockets take off, engineers have to control the sound, otherwise it'll bounce off the launch pad and destroy the rocket. Here we go. If I turn it sideways, no good vibrations. Pretty cool. Now that is something. We can get it to vibrate. You can have fun. And another project, I learned this in San Francisco, and it's really hard to make. You need a bowl, and you need a balloon, and you need these very interesting musical devices. I call them chopsticks. Okay? And you stretch the balloon over the cup, and you can get it to vibrate. Not much vibration. If I tighten it, I get a different sound. I know vibration. I don't know music, but I do know one of my favorite ones that you kids have done this with me is the straw oboe. Now, what you take a straw, normal straw, and scissors, and you do it like that, right? Follow those directions. Take a straw, and do it like that. Once it's flat like that, you cut it into a point, and you have two little oboe-like reeds. You put your mouth over it, and if it works, now the fun thing about that is, what if I stretch this out? Is the sound going to go up or down? It's longer, bigger, it should be a lower sound. Huh! Oh, I hate this part, but I should do it for science. Okay, now what if I cut this, right? I hate doing this handsome face. Should I do it? My crew doesn't think I should. Should I do it?
Yes, do it!
Okay, here we go. Is my face still there? Okay, let's go for the record. Try that at home, not with a mustache. So you have a lot of fun with sound, and one of my favorite one is what I like to call Blue Man Group. I mean, I was inspired by the Blue Man Group of this, and so you notice these are hollow tubes. You can make this at home too, and they are open at one end, and they're different lengths. Like my family tells me, I need to stick to science, not music, but it's cool sounds. So these are vibrations, but if you want to see some vibrations, check this out.
Another way that we can measure sound energy is as sound waves vibrate through a medium. Ernst Chladni was a German physicist born back in the early 1700s, and he found that when sound vibrates through a medium, like sand or rice or salt, it creates amazing symmetrical designs along nodal lines. So I'm going to sprinkle some sand on my Chladni plate. And underneath the Chladni plate is a big speaker that's linked through Bluetooth to my cell phone's tone generator app. And I'm going to turn my tone generator to 150 hertz, and I'm going to turn up the amplitude, and we're going to see what patterns develop along the Chladni plate, along those nodal lines. Check it out. So you can see at 150 hertz, you've got a clear circle in the middle, and you've got kind of this amazing star shape that goes around it. But when I change the frequency, the design changes too. Ernst Chladni found for every resonating frequency, there's a completely different symmetrical image that appears along nodal lines. Absolutely amazing. So I'm just spreading out my sand so you don't think that I'm making the design. And I'm going to turn up my frequency now to 250 hertz. Check out what happens. Look at this design. Now I've got a circle over here, 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 and here, and in the middle I have another symmetrical image. That's 250 hertz. Now I'm going to change my sand, and I'm going to increase the frequency to 350 hertz. Check out what Ernst Chladni discovered so many years ago. Here's 350 hertz. Watch what happens. Now look at this amazing design along the edges. Every single frequency has a different symmetrical image that appears along nodal lines. Chladni patterns, brought to you by Science Claus.
You can visualize sound and you can hear sound, but I like the way that Heinrich Rubin did it in 1905, a German physicist who invented this device. So, here is the Rubin tube, and I have the propane coming, and you see where the gas comes in, it's a little bit higher. Well, what happens if I speak through here so you can see my sound wave? Ready? Hello! Hello! Ba 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 boo. That's not near as good as a sound generator. Keith, you have a sound generator?
Yeah.
Let's try a sound. Whoa. is so cool. And a low sound. And a high sound, high frequency. Almost hard to get through. Let's try a little bit higher. How about a low sound? Oh, I love that. Look at that. You can see the same waves that we saw in the spring. Amazing. But you know what? Let's try some music. How about some music, buddy? I could sing, but that won't work. Heinrich Rubin, the Rubin Tube.